shop, pop, movies.
Yay, I'm here. I don't know why my window's being goofy. There we go. So those were the Critics' Choice Awards. I ain't complaining with the results. I'm going to go over what won again and also my Gold Derby results because I glanced at it quick while opening it and I got 80% of them right, which I think I got 4 wrong, which isn't too bad, all things considered. There were a couple surprise winners in there. Some of them I was happy with that I'm glad I got wrong, and a couple of them that were just nice to see something else win for a change. You know how that is. I'm gonna see who's here. The View with Drew. Surprise Killian Murphy. Yeah, I predicted Killian to win, like on my little Instagram thing I did. I don't remember who I predicted on Gold Derby, so we'll find that out in a minute. It was probably Bradley Cooper, although I may have changed it to Killian Murphy after the Globes. But I'm glad Paul Giamatti won because I want Paul Giamatti to win all the things, including the Oscar. I love him. He's amazing in The Holdovers. The Holdovers is one of the better movies I saw from last year. Killian winning for Oppenheimer would be amazing. He'd be my second choice. If either of them win, I will be super happy. But Paul Giamatti is very overdue for an Academy Award, and he was snubbed for Sideways 20 years ago. So he needs to win just for that. Hey, Holland. How you doing? It's officially a live stream because Holland is here. Nice to see him show up everywhere we go. I don't think he watches the shows that much, so you getting your award news from Instagram and myself, I appreciate that very much so. Caprice is here. Just started for me. You'll be back. You'll be back. What just started for you? It? What's it? I don't know. Thanks for being here, though. What is it? Caveman movies. Hey, caveman. Yeah, smash that like button. All the things I forget to say during live streams, do those things. Like, subscribe, share to your friends. All the YouTube crap people say. Do that to me. Thank you. Tiana's here. Hashtag number one fans. Her and Draculina Caprice. But yeah, she's always here. She's always super supportive of everybody here in the Blue Tuber game. So nice to see you here. Trying to get to all the comments that are not just people saying hello to people. Yeah. Oppenheimer. I'd be amazed if Oppenheimer does not win Best Picture at this point. But honestly, what else would win? Like Christopher Nolan's winning Best Director. I would be fine with like The Holdovers winning Best Picture based on what I've seen, but I don't see it happening. It just seems too obvious for it to be not Oppenheimer. Barbie doesn't stand a chance of actually winning anything above the line, in my opinion. Potentially screenplay, but even that's a stretch, and I don't think it deserves it personally. Oh, the show you're on the what? Oh, yeah. Well, it still starts at the same time, doesn't it? The show starts at the same time, just at a different time. Here for yep. I know all the people that won because yeah, one IGB got right. Yeah, but it's fun to watch them do the speeches. That's the main reason I like to actually watch the shows. I like to see the people I like winning things and doing their speeches and all that lame stuff like that. Couldn't find. Yeah, I don't think it's streaming. I just watched it the old-fashioned way on the CW network. I plugged my old TV antenna in to my old as hell. I can't believe it still works. LED TV or LCD TV or whatever the heck it is from like 10 years ago. Like, yeah, my good TV took a crap on me, and then we replaced it with our crappy bedroom TV. So that's what I've been watching upstairs. Yeah, plug the old antenna into it, and it worked like a charm. Unless I got too close to it with my pacemaker and it made the frequency on goofballs. Here for yeah, Emma Stone won. I knew it would be one of the Stones was going to win, whether it would be a Gladstone or an Emma Stone. One of those two was going to win. It's kind of funny because Emma Stone, like just based on the movie's reception, I'm not surprised she won. and from what I heard, but Lily Gladstone has been winning more critics awards, and just the fact that the thing that's been winning critics awards not winning at the Critics Choice Awards show doesn't really make sense. So it's one of those things where it's just the Critics Choice Awards trying to forecast the Oscars as opposed to being their own thing. Because like halfway through the year, they do like a first half of the year award show based on like so like everything that won that was like Past Lives and the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And by the time the actual show at the end of the year happens, Spider-Man's nowhere near getting nominated for Best Picture, which is sad because that movie's amazing. Yeah, it's just funny how things change throughout the year. Hey Tony, thanks for being here. Uncle Tony. Tony the table, holding everyone up as always. Live out in the country, so no TV or so. Oh, jeepers. What do you do? What are you doing out there, caveman? You don't got no television? Early day tomorrow. Well, I appreciate that, Tony. Thanks for popping in, saying the likes and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm off on Mondays, and it being a holiday and whatnot, my kid doesn't have school, so you don't have to get up to even do that in the morning, which is a nice change. But yeah, that's what's nice about these award shows always being Sundays, because then I can do this kind of stuff at night and not worry about being exhausted later in the day. So before I forget, I want to pop this sucker up here. I'm just going to go through the winners again, and you guys can give me your thoughts on everything and all that jazz. So we'll just start off on Best Picture. I'm on Variety.com here just to see things easily. Best Picture, the winner, not surprisingly, obviously, was Oppenheimer. Nice to see Emma Thomas giving speeches and winning awards. Christopher Nolan's wife, who is his producing partner, it's cool to see her doing all the speeches. He's respectable enough to like let her have the spotlight on those, which makes sense given the fact that he's winning all these directing things. But it's cool to see that. Then we have American Fiction, Barbie, Color Purple, which we knew that wasn't going to win. Come on. The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, which ended up winning nothing, I think. Uh, Maestro also didn't win anything. Past Lives, Poor Things. At least Emma Stone won for that. Saltburn for Best Picture was a surprise nominee in the first place because it only got two other nominations, and it was art direction and cinematography, which it's deserving in both of those. But how it squeaked into this top 10 is pretty surprising, to be honest. Best actor. Alright, we had it's Paul Giamatti. This is my favorite one of the night, bar none, because it's one I didn't 100% expect. I wasn't surprised that it happened necessarily because it's deserving, but at this point, I really just thought it was going to be Cillian Murphy. I thought Bradley Cooper was going to sweep the season because he's so overdue, and he is great in Oppenheimer in Maestro, but Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer is very subdued. It's not as showy of a performance as Bradley Cooper in Maestro. It's So I like that about Cillian Murphy, but Paul Giamatti is just absolutely flawless. Just like anything Paul Giamatti does, he's perfect. He's one of those actors. He's effortless perfection, as my wife and I always say about certain people. Like Tom Hanks, you'll watch him in anything and you just love him no matter what. Paul Giamatti is one of those kind of guys. DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon. Thanks for playing, and I have a feeling he might end up not even making it into the Oscar five because these other five guys will. Excuse me. Coleman Domingo for Rustin, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. Nice to see those guys in there. I need to see both of those still. Rustin's on Netflix. I have no reason not to watch it. As soon as he gets nominated at the Oscars, I'll probably watch it like that day. But until then, I'm kind of trying to get other things crammed in there. And American Fiction is an Amazon Prime movie. I just really hope it shows up on the streaming service for the Oscars come out happen. You think they would try to get in before that, right? At least the week of, like the Tuesday or Friday before it or something. Best actress, we have Emma Stone for Poor Things. Not surprising. We'll see if that's who I predicted. I don't even remember. Like I said, Lily Gladstone from Killers of the Flower Moon. She's great in that movie. Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. Greta Lee for Past Lives. Nice that she got nominated here. Carrie Mulligan for Maestro. She is great in Maestro. She's probably my favorite thing about the movie, at least from an acting perspective, at least. And Margot Robbie and Barbie. Barbie went what, like 2 for 19 or 18 or however many nominations it got tonight. Oh no, I won a couple craft awards that they blow through during like the commercial breaks, basically. So that's why I want to read it like this to remind myself what the hell won. Yeah, I'm no complaints here. I need to see Anatomy of a Fall and Past Lives still. I'm bad at watching things considering how much I like talking about them. Supporting categories seem to be both guaranteed at this point. Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer seems like he's going to sweep. If he was going to lose anywhere, it would have been Golden Globes or here. I think. I think BAFTA and SAG are just going to be easier for him to win personally. And then we got Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, De Niro for Killers, who is awesome in Killers of the Flower Moon. If you haven't watched that yet. Gosling for Barbie. He's a fun performance, but it's not an Oscar worthy performance. Charles Melton, he's great in May December. It's too bad he missed at SAG. Same goes for Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things for that matter. But Charles Melton wasn't even long listed at the BAFTA awards, so he can't get nominated at BAFTA, and he wasn't nominated at SAG. And if you miss both of those, you're all but screwed to get into the Oscars. So it would be cool if he miraculously showed up there after all this because he is really great in that movie. Very subtle, dramatic performance. Even though May December is the hoot and a half comedy of the year, as we all know. And the supporting actress Divine Joy Randall for The Holdovers. She's gonna sweep the season as well. She's been doing it with no hiccups whatsoever. Had Lily Gladstone stayed in supporting and not gone to lead, she'd be sweeping the season, I think. So kind of like Michelle Williams last year, she basically gave up her guaranteed Oscar win just to try to get in for or lead. But at least Lily Gladstone has a chance of winning lead actress this year, unlike Michelle Williams last year for The Fablemans, who was never going to win Best Actress. She was lucky to get nominated by the end of it. And I love Michelle Williams, so no complaints with her getting nominated. We got Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks, Color Purple, America for Barbie, who also missed at SAG. But it's cool. She at least got in somewhere, and she won that See Her prize this year. That was cool. And Julianne Moore is also great in May December, and Jodie Foster for Naiad, which is also on Netflix, and I still also have to watch it. I'll do a double feature of that and Rustin if they both get nominated that day. Young actor Dominic Sessa for The Holdovers one. That is a great pick there. He's the only one on this list who even has like a snowball's chance in hell of getting nominated at the Oscars. So that is cool. Acting ensemble. Oppenheimer won there. Very cool. It's not really the kind of ensemble movie that usually wins these awards. Usually it's more of like a family friendly group of actors that win. Like The Holdovers getting in here is perfect. And that missed at SAG, which I love. And Air is a good one. Barbie. They're all great nominees, but I'm glad Oppenheimer won because it's got a massive cast, even though it's like a serious movie. It's not as a fun family affair like the musical of The Color Purple or The Holdovers or Barbie could be seen as. And Best Director for Christopher Nolan. Yeah, we all knew that was coming, but congratulations to the other nominees here. Yeah, most of these, if not all of them, I mean, all of them can't get in the Oscars because there's one less slot of nominations. But I love that Payne got in here. He got in at DGA. Bradley Cooper, I just don't think it's going to happen for him again this year. He missed out for A Star Is Born, and I think he's going to miss out again this year. Greta Gerwig seems like she's a sure thing, but you never know with the Oscars. Yorgos is going to get in, and Scorsese is going to get in for sure at the Oscars. It's Scorsese, for God's sakes. Come on. All right, I'm going to get back to these chats before I forget where the hell I am here. Uh, what's yeah, Ryan Gosling's face. He made some good faces, Ryan Gosling, all night tonight. Anytime they showed him, I think it was just funny because they were saying like he sung the song, so that's why he was more confused because he didn't really write the song, and technically he doesn't win the award for the song, but the way they announced it made it seem like he was winning, so maybe that's why he was confused faced. Barbie winning comedy is horrendous. Yay for Emma Stone and Paul Giamatti. Yeah, I mean Barbie is fine, and I suppose I'd rather have one of the better Best Picture nominated movies win for a comedy, but yeah, I I I don't disagree. Tracy. Everyone's saying hey to Tracy down here. And she'll be doing more Oscar stuff soon, I believe. There were so many yeah. Many better comedies. A lot of the comedy, I mean, if all the comedies this year were as funny as May December, there'd be no contest. Hey, John Doe Juggalo, thanks for popping in here. Saying ahoy hoy in here. Emmett, hooray. You were shocked that Oppenheimer did not win? Oppenheimer did win. Why was I? I'm not shocked. What? Huh? I must have missed the context on that one. Eli, Eli Cortez, what is up? What is up to you as well? Joseph, so happy for Paul Giamatti. Emma Stone, the performance of the 21st century next to Kate Blanchett in Tar. Yeah, Kate Blanchett is great in Tar. Not a huge fan of the movie, but she's fantastic in it. Yeah, Paul Giamatti is amazing. Emma Stone, I hear. I still haven't seen Poor Things. I don't get a chance to actually go see things in the theater. It sucks. But yeah, I want to see that so badly. It was one of my top 10 most anticipated movies of this year, and I still haven't gotten a chance to see it. But yeah, I've heard nothing but amazing things about, especially her, but also the movie. Collector Movie Man, ahoy there! Thanks for showing up. Appreciate anyone who's in here. Also, hit that like button if you pop in. I would appreciate that as well, as always. Did I see Aquaman? If you did, the movie sucks, even though you're not a DC. Well, I'm not a DCU guy, and the first Aquaman sucked, so I'm gonna guess the second one sucks too. Because yeah, I don't think there's one DCEU movie that I genuinely would give over like a 3.5 out of 5 to, and even that's pushing it. They're very average at best, and to me, did Killian Murphy? No, Killian Murphy did not win. Paul Giamatti won, which pleases me because Paul Giamatti is one of the best actors ever. So him winning over Killian Murphy's fine. Killian Murphy winning at the Oscars wouldn't upset me at all, though, or at BAFTA for that matter. I'm just gonna keep scrolling through these quick. We got original screenplay. That's something Barbie won. That's important. It won original screenplay, even though it's an adapted screenplay at the Oscars and every other. It's an original screenplay at every single award ceremony except the Oscars this year, because the Oscars have to be weird about it. But they won here, and now that it's an adapted at the Oscars, something else that was nominated probably here will end up winning, or not, because Anatomy of a Fall wasn't nominated here, and that won at the Globes for screenplay, and it's definitely going to get nominated at the Oscars. So, original screenplay could go to many a thing. I think it's either going to be Anatomy of a Fall or The Holdovers. Personally, Air, thanks for playing. It's cool. It got nominated. Maestro, nothing wrong with that. May December is good. Sammy Bird screenplay. Past Lives will definitely get in for screenplay, even if it misses picture somehow. Past Lives is going to get at least one Oscar nomination for its screenplay. It seems like adapted screenplay. This was a fun surprise. American Fiction won for Cord Jefferson for adapted screenplay. I did not see that coming necessarily, but I'm not going to complain about it. Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret got its one nomination here, but that movie has its fans, and it's cool it got nominated for something. All of Us Strangers, which will probably end up winning or at the BAFTAs, because the BAFTAs love their All of Us Strangers. That could sneak in at the Oscars as well. Killers of the Flower Moon is going to get nominated and probably not win anything like usual for Martin Scorsese movies nowadays. Poor Things could win for Tony McNamara, and Oppenheimer could easily win for Christopher Nolan, but he's guaranteed to win Best Director. It seems like at this point, so it's almost a waste of a vote to give him a third Oscar essentially for screenplay when you could give it to something like an American Fiction that has less of a chance in any other category. So it's cool that American Fiction won. That could be the one thing it wins at the Oscars. Although now that Barbie's in that category, it has competition. So we'll see where that ends up. Cinematography went to the thing I was hoping it would, which is Oppenheimer, and then Matthew Libatique for Maestro, Rodrigo Prieto, I can read, for Barbie's and Killers of the Flower Moon. Same cinematographer, got both nominations. Robbie Wright for Poor Things, and Linus Sandgren for Saltburn. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to remember. The Cinematography Guild announced. I did a video quick about it with the DGA or PGA nominees the other day. Oppenheimer was in, Maestro was in, Killers was in, and then I'm trying to remember what the other two were. It was a movie on Netflix I've never heard of, and it may have been Poor Things is the fifth one. My brain's not working, but Saltburn is definitely worthy of a nomination for cinematography. It was beautifully shot, and I think The Holdovers has very underrated cinematography personally. Production design also went to Barbie. That's the thing Barbie could easily win at the Oscars. Won't be surprised one bit. And then Saltburn, Oppenheimer, Killers, Poor Things, and Asteroid City, which is like the one Oscar nomination it has a chance of getting, all got in there. Poor Things would be a good winner for that one too. Saltburn does have lovely art direction. But yeah, I think it's going to go to either Barbie or Poor Things. Seems like it's going the way of Barbie, but we'll see how much the Academy prefers Poor Things over Barbie in the long run, I guess. Best editing went to Jennifer Lame. Lame, that's a funny name. Uh, for Oppenheimer, super deserved. I love Oppenheimer. I love the editing in Oppenheimer, especially when mixed with the score, which it also won. We'll get there. Air is a good nomination. Barbie, I guess. I don't know. Nothing about the editing in Barbie stood out to me. I don't know how about you people watching. Did you watch Barbie and go, "Hot damn, this is edited well"? As I didn't. Poor Things, Killers of the Flower Moon is great. Very good movie. It's well paced for a 3.5 hour long movie. And Maestro has interesting editing, just the way it jumps through time in a way I did not expect. I think the editing of Maestro was very good. Beer. Best costume design also went to Barbie. The other one, I'm not surprised it won. Then we got Wonka, Color Purple, Poor Things, Killers, and Napoleon there. Yeah, Barbie seems like it's another either Barbie or Poor Things is going to win category. They're going to be duking it out for the art direction and costumes. They often go hand in hand to the same movie. So we'll see if that happens again. We go through the comments here again. What was well drama? Well, there's only they only have the fake comedy award as I call it. It's like a one-off thing. But yeah, best picture in general was Oppenheimer. Critics' Choice do TV. They do TV as well. It's kind of like the Golden Globes on steroids, as I called them earlier when I was watching them. It's like they do movie and TV, but they also do the craft awards for the movies, which I love. So it's more like the Oscars in that way, where they do the makeup and visual effects and things of that nature. So yeah, I don't talk as much about the TV awards because I don't watch that much TV. But what won there was everything I expected to win. The Bear won all the stuff it could win, and Succession won everything else it could win. That's pretty much how TV went. But I like the Bear a lot, so I'm glad that won. I'm glad the supporting actor from the Bear won because he's really good. That was a cool win. Am I? Oh, am I excited? James Gunn is going to take over DCU. I am not as a hack Snyder fan as I refer to him. No, I mean he's fine. I don't mind him that much, but I just don't like his movies 95% of the time. And I love James Gunn because he's a trauma boy, and so am I. So I gel better with James Gunn's writing and directing style over Zack Snyder, who's very style over substance, and James Gunn tries to do it the other way around if he can. The only Zack Snyder movie I like genuinely is like all the way is Dawn of the Dead, which is his first movie, which is coincidentally written by James Gunn. So let's whose fault is it that that movie's good? Probably James Gunn because he wrote the screenplay, and the studio were in charge of the production of the movie because Zack Snyder wasn't a name yet when that movie came out. Oh, who won? Oh, I mean, who won for the movie? I mean, the movie was yeah, Oppenheimer, like I said, yeah. They don't split up comedy and drama like the Golden Globes do. They just have a comedy picture award, which went to Barbie. I'll be I'll be happy if Zack Snyder stays away from most things for a while. Saltburn won for best scented candle. If there was an award for best scented candle, it would have gone to Saltburn. Yes, that would have. That's probably the only nominee for that category, deservedly so. They also have bath bombs that are the same thing, which is fun. Yeah, Napoleon. I overall, I hear nothing great about Napoleon, but the things that are good about it are like its costumes and its like sound mixing, and it is getting into those categories, which is really all that I expected it in. Ridley Scott doesn't seem to care anymore about making things good. He just does whatever the hell he wants because he's like 90 years old now. And if someone makes a complaint about any of his movies, he just tells them to fuck off, which is great. Go Ridley Scott for having that attitude, I guess, at this point in your career. No, they're different. Critics are critics, and the Emmys are like the TV Academy, essentially. So it's like the Oscars for TV, and the Golden Globes are journalists from all around the world. They all have different voting bodies, but also the Emmys is weird because this Emmy Awards should have taken place in September, but it got delayed because of the strikes. So this Emmy Awards is technically like, we'll take The Bear, for example. The season 2 of The Bear has been winning for the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice the last couple weeks, but at the Emmys, they're like a year behind because the Emmys are celebrating the year beforehand in TV. So I think the Emmy Awards tomorrow are going to be giving their awards for the first season of The Bear, for to use that as an example. So, long story short, they're completely pointless to watch almost. Like, I'll still watch them because I love watching award shows. But yeah, it's like, oh, well, let's see what won for last year's TV. Now that this year's TV has already been winning things, so it's kind of goofy how it worked out. Yeah, yeah, I did see a bath bomb for it. I love the SAG Awards too. Yeah, those are on February 24th, I think. What? Click on my calendar on my computer. It's not working. It's because I'm going on the wrong screen. Come here, calendar. Where are you? Yeah, Saturday the 24th. It's weird. It's on a Saturday of February is when the SAGs are, and that's on Netflix, which is awesome. So it'll be nice and easy to stream that for everybody. You don't want Succession to win. I haven't seen it, so I won't complain. But it's probably going to, just to give you a warning, because it wins everything. What channel are the Emmys on? I don't remember. Are they on ABC? Is that what they're usually on? Let me check here. I'll Google it because I have a computer. They're on. It's at the Peacock Theater. Oh, so is it NBC then? If it's at the Peacock Theater, that would make sense. What should we just say? Oh, they're on Fox. Well, what the hell? They're on Fox apparently. So there you go. That's weird. I didn't expect that. I don't know why. I can never remember what channel they're on. The Oscars are always on ABC. That's the only one I ever remember. Because the Golden Globes used to be NBC and now they're on CBS. And SAG used to be on cable and now they're on Netflix. And the Critics' Choice has been on the CW at least for the last handful of years. So apparently they're on Fox. CB. We don't know what that is, Tiana. We don't know what CBC is here in America. I'm guessing that's a Canadian broadcasting channel of some sort. All right, where was we on this one? Best hair and makeup went to Barbie. It was a Barbenheimer cleanup though, for the most part. Excuse me, Barbie. Barbie winning makeup is interesting because it's not eligible to be nominated for makeup at the Oscars. It missed that shortlist. So did The Color Purple. But Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Priscilla all got in. So it's probably going to be one of those that end up winning, or Golda. I think it's going to go to Maestro, which is why I'm always pairing the best actor for Bradley Cooper with the best makeup for Maestro combination, because that's been going together for the last. Very often does the actor and the makeup go together for Oscar wins, but it's not really panning out that way for Mr. Cooper this year. So we'll see. But yeah, Barbie can't get in or can't even get nominated, let alone win at the Oscars. And same thing goes for this category. Visual effects, I picked Oppenheimer to win here because it deserves to get nominated. And it's also not eligible to get nominated for visual effects at the Oscars. But The Creator, Guardians 3, Poor Things, Mission Impossible, and Spider-Man all are. So if you just take away Oppenheimer, these other five could just easily be your Oscar nominees right there. But what the hell would win out of those? Like the Poor Things because it's the closest to a Best Picture winner. Guardians 3 to finally win it for a Marvel movie because no Marvel movie has ever won visual effects. Or are they going to be really cool and give it to an animated movie like Spider-Man? That would be cool. Mission Impossible because why not? I don't know. Creator, a movie nobody really gives a shit about, but has good visual effects. You never know what's going to win. It's a weird the year for visual effects. There's no like obvious even number one or two. Like now that Oppenheimer's out of the bunch, it's kind of like yeah, whatever. Best comedy, as we all already said, went to Barbie, which, whatever. I'm sure it's not the best of these movies. I mean, I know it isn't because I've seen Holdovers, and that's better than Barbie. I haven't seen Barbie or Bottoms. No Hard Feelings is pretty funny, and I still need to watch Poor Things. But it's cool that at least 4 of these 6 movies are Best Picture nominees, which is kind of makes the category pointless to exist, in my opinion. But what are you going to do? Animated feature, unlike the Golden Globes, which went for Boy and the Heron, they went for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So at least they aren't complete hypocrites to their early of the year winners, where Spider-Man was nominated and won everything. Elemental, Nimona, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Wish. I have a feeling that if you cut Wish out of here, that might be your Oscar nominees. Mario might get in. I like Mario Brothers. I have no complaints about that movie at all. But the win is between Spider-Man and Boy and the Heron. I haven't seen Boy and the Heron, so I can't compare them really, but I love Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse quite a bit. But it has that part 2 syndrome where it's not a whole movie, so they might just be like, let's give it to Boy and the Heron this year, and for the third and presumably final Spider-Verse movie, we'll give that one the win. They'll Return of the King give it a win. This is like the Two Towers of the Spider-Verse movies, with the exception of the first one already won, but no one expected that one to be as good as it was. It's not a built-in trilogy like The Lord of the Rings. Foreign language film, Anatomy of a Fall one. Once again, this is not eligible at the Oscars to get nominated, but it is going to get in for Best Picture, probably, possibly Director and Best Actress and Screenplay. So it's going to be a big Oscar player, despite not being able to be in this category, which it would have won had it been in this category. And then you got Godzilla minus one, which is a cool nomination. Perfect Day, Society of the Snow, which is on Netflix. I need to watch. Taste of Things, and Zone of Interest, which is also going to get in for Best Picture, I think, and possibly Best Director. It's in my predictions for Best Director. I think it will be if it's not yet. And just by default, I think Zone of Interest is just going to end up winning international film at the Oscars for that. The song category was fun. I'm Just Ken won for Barbie, which is funny because I thought I'm Just Ken was going to win at the Globes, and then What Was I Made For one, and then I think I might have switched my prediction from I'm Just Ken to What Was I Made For this show. So of course I'm Just Ken ended up winning. Dance the Night's not going to get nominated. Peaches can't get nominated. Road to Freedom will get nominated, and I think This Wish isn't eligible at the Oscars either. So out of these 6, only 3 of them are going to get nominated, unless I'm forgetting about This Wish being eligible. But yeah, it's going to be either I'm Just Ken or What Was I Made For. What Was I Made For is the more dramatic, you know, awardsy song, but I'm Just Ken is the bigger song of the year kind of song. So you never know which way they're going to go on that one. That's what happens when you have 3 songs from the same movie split votes in a category. And best score, last but not least, we already said Oppenheimer for Ludwig Göransson won that. Very fantastic. Happy that won. That score is amazing. The way the editing and the score and the sound all work together for that movie is flawless in my opinion. And then you got Jerskin Fendrix, which is a hell of a name, for Poor Things. Michael Giacchino for Society of Snow. He's a great composer. Daniel Pemberton for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So happy that's getting in everywhere and hopefully at the Oscars. Robbie Robertson for Killers. That's a good score too. And Mark Ronson and Andrew Wyatt for Barbie. I guess I don't know. This is just a weird one. I like Barbie, but I don't remember the score at all. Like, I, to hold a gun to my head and play it, I wouldn't be able to tell you what movie it was from, to be honest. But other than that, these are great nominees. Nothing against the Barbie score. Like I said, I just literally do not remember what it sounds like at all. Yeah, that Oops. Yeah, okay, I was right. Oops, Canadian Channel. I thought so. House of the Dragons is great. Yeah, that was a good show. You never know. Like I said, they're a year behind because House of the Dragons, as you can see, wasn't in this year's Golden Globes and Critics' Choice because that show's a year old now and it's not nominated. Best animated, yeah, it was Spider-Man. Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, Wish doesn't have a prayer of winning, if that's what you mean, but nobody likes that movie. Last of Us was pretty good too. And yes, Tiana, thank you again for reminding everyone to hit that like button indeed. And I brought up my Gold Derby scores for this show. They updated it quick, so I figured I'd bring it up. Like I said, I got 17 right out of 21, which is pretty average for me, I guess. I rarely do worse than that. I guess that's like pretty much my average score. 80.95% correct. I'm number 27 out of everybody. That's pretty good, I guess. Out of how many people though? Like a bajillion. I'm guessing it's at least like 1,000. I'm in 27th place out of 2,534 people. That's pretty good actually. Uh, and all the people on the screen with me have the same number right, but just slightly less or slightly more points based on when they voted. So that's good. That's nearest to the top I've been on in a while on any of these, point wise at least. Uh, Oppenheimer, yeah, I got that one right. I'm just trying to see what I got wrong. Hair and makeup. I voted for Maestro because it is better than Barbie at makeup. Hence why Barbie's not getting the Oscar nomination. So I call bullshit on that one. Best editing, I went for Oppenheimer. Costumes, I went for Barbie on that one. Spider-Man, one for animated. Oppenheimer for cinematography. Barbie for production design. Anatomy of a Fall, I got. Adapted screenplay, I predicted Poor Things, but American Fiction won, which was third place on here. So not a ton of people. Actually, was tied for third place, I should say, in the odds. So, I guessed correctly, and something else happened to win. And screenplay, wow, I actually picked Barbie to win. I guess it was probably just number one, so I voted for it. Divine Joy Randolph, Emma Stone, I did predict to win on here. I thought I did. I couldn't remember. Robert Downey Jr. And I went for Bradley Cooper. Had I didn't update these after the Globes. I would have predicted Cillian Murphy after the Globes because I thought if Bradley Cooper was going to win anywhere, it would have been there. But I still would have been wrong, and very happy that Paul Giamatti won. So no complaints there. Best picture was Oppenheimer. Best director was Christopher Nolan. I did pick I'm Just Ken on here, so good. I was right. And ensemble, I went for Barbie and Oppenheimer one. So hey, shut me up. Dominic Sessa, I got right. Barbie for comedy film, even though it doesn't deserve it. Yeah, so pretty good. Had I gone in and changed things after the Golden Globes, I probably would have picked Cillian Murphy and still got it wrong, but I probably also would have picked Emma Stone or Lily Gladstone and possibly gotten her wrong. So it was probably best case scenario that I just didn't change anything after it. So good. I'll take 27th place out of 2,800 plus people. Hurrah! Yeah. Anything else you kids want to talk about? I'm not going to be on here forever. It's been about an hour since I've jumped on here, but yeah, I'll just quick promote things that I'm doing on the channel. I suppose we got both Collectors Club shows that I am hosting this week on Friday and on Sunday on my channel. So go notify yourself for that right after you're done here. Friday is our recommendation roundtable, of which I need to watch some of those movies still, but I like to watch them close to the day we do it, so they're fresh in my head. And Sunday will be the actual Collectors Club show, and it will be, of course, because it's award season, all Oscar themed. So I'll hopefully have some guest videos ready for that and all that kind of fun stuff. And we'll show off some Oscar movies we love that we think you should watch. We'll go over actors who have never been nominated for an Oscar, if you can believe it, as one of the segments of the show. Yeah, that's about it. Go back, watch the videos, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you're here, I love you. I appreciate you taking your time out to bullshit with me about movies as always. And yeah, as Tiana says, yay, Collectors Club. Hashtag number one fan. Am I doing cover? No, I'm not doing any Emmys things because I got to work at 6 in the morning on Tuesday. Uh, but like I said, I don't really watch TV that often, so I don't do TV award stuff. Like I'll predict them on Gold Derby once in a while when I have time to waste. But as far as actually watching the shows, I have enough trouble watching the movies for the Oscars as it, let alone watching even more hours of stuff for the Emmys. But I'll still watch the Emmys because I like to watch award shows, and the people nominated and winning are people I like, actors and filmmakers and what have you. So I still watch them regardless of how much of the shows I've actually seen. Hey Tony, like the acting winners, Bobby. Yeah, Barbenheimer was going to dominate. Poor Things are the holdover. Yeah, I would have no complaints with Poor Things and holdover. I don't want Barbie to win anything above the line. I'll just put it that way. It can win costumes or song and art direction, and I'd be like, cool, go for Barbie. But other than that, it doesn't deserve anything. Holdovers, I'd love to see win screenplay and actor. And if it wins screenplay and actor, there's a small chance it could steal Best Picture away from something. Because that's the magic combination, is winning screenplay and an acting award and taking Best Picture from the perceived frontrunner. And Poor Things will probably at least win one or two things. But those will be the three movies with the most nominations: Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things, I think. And Killers of the Flower Moon will have probably damn near 10 nominations too, give or take. Nothing from you. Nothing from you. Awesome. Yes, please be there. Be there and be square, as I say. Have a great evening, caveman. Thank you, Tiana. I always appreciate you being here. We're always helping out everybody. It's great. We love you. No, you're good. You could pop in for 5 seconds and say goodnight like Tony, and I'll love you forever. So yeah, we'll keep it at that. Before it gets too long, I gotta make my intro for that Collectors Club show before I forget. I think I might do that right now, since this show was an hour earlier than most award shows. So on that note, I'll say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.